The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Wicked Weed studio. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene is alongside the Miami Dolphins. This past week, lost their third game in a row. Starting to look a little bleak for the Dolphins, knowing that you don't really have the answer at quarterback. Jacoby Brissett, he's not your guy. Tua Tagovailoa, not your guy.
No, and the bad thing is that the Buffalo Bills have been out just fucking qualifying on teams. So that doesn't, I mean, look, I pull for a team in your division, so I get it.
Right.
I know where you're at. I can sympathize.
Well, the division has always been, to me, out of question. I never thought that they had the talent to be able to hang with the Buffalo Bills.
Well, the thing about the Dolphins is I looked at the schedule. All right, when I looked at this schedule coming in, I looked at the Colts and the Raiders, and I was like, well, I think you're as good, if not better than them. Mm-hmm. And the Patriots, who you beat, and the Jaguars, and the Falcons, and the Texans, and the Jets, and the Giants. And I did that going, okay, this schedule is way easier than what I'm looking at for Buffalo.
Right.
Now I'm looking at it going, okay, some of those games that I just chalked up, the Jets, the Giants. I mean, yeah, you're still going to beat Jacksonville because Urban Meyer's out, two-stepping and boot scooting or whatever the fuck he's doing. And I mean, you're going to win these games that you're supposed to win, but now there are games that you've lost that I didn't think you were going to lose, and it's called all this into question. And you look at the quarterback play, and it just hadn't been good enough. Whether it was Jacoby Brissett or Tua Tagovailoa, it hadn't been good enough. Mm-hmm. I said from the jump, I think this team's better with Jacoby Brissett. Guess what? I'm still not backing off that. I think you're better with Jacoby Brissett.
Okay.
I would think you're much better with Deshaun Watson.
Of course.
Today is a good day for Deshaun Watson to become a Miami Dolphin. I called it with Stephon Gilmore, damn it. Let's see if I can do it with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I don't know that that's going to happen, but yeah, you did. Props to you. You did call the Stephon Gilmore to Carolina thing.
Well, it ain't that hard to figure out. Where's he from? Oh, and we're an affiliate, so it's not like I pulled that I didn't pull it out of my ass.
But yeah, you got the Colts out of the way. It's your third loss in a row. This week you don't get any favors because you got to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Well, that's not going to go well.
No, it's not. It's not going to go really well. Now, there could be some room for you to do some things offensively because the only thing you can do is pass the ball. You can't run the ball.
Well, I mean,
which doesn't work against Tampa anyway. So, you might be able to – there might be some stats in it for you. Problem is Will Fuller just went on IR. Who's shocked by that?
Is that really a problem, though?
I mean, I think it is. It takes away a really talented player. I mean, I get you haven't had him really. What, he played one game and didn't do a whole lot of anything. So Jalen Waddle's been fantastic. Devontae Parker, I have a feeling that he is going to come on at some point. He's continually looked at in the passing game. He just hasn't been able to make the most of his targets yet. And I say yet with an exclamation underline on it, because I think it's going to happen. I'm just not sold on your quarterback situation. But Jacoby Brissett's fine.
Will Fuller played 2 games, by the way.
2 games.
51 snaps in week 3, 14 in week 4.
Well, okay. So you had him for a game, maybe, when you consider the 14 snaps from the 1 week. I get that it's not going to disrupt the apple cart. It's not going to be a team charisma blow or anything like that. But I think it does hurt. I mean, if you have mediocre quarterback play, you want as many talented receivers as you can find. It's just unfortunate that they're going to miss out on old Will Fuller for at least 3 weeks and being put on IR with a broken finger.
Well, I mean, the bad thing for Miami is that you don't have a running back on the team.
Nope.
How many, I mean, just out of curiosity, how many running backs that have had more than 15 pass blocking snaps have been worse than Myles Gaskin?
Ooh. How many have been graded? Or how many qualify?
There are total running backs at 78. So there have been 78 that have been graded.
How many have been better?
How many have been worse?
How many have been worse? 12.
I mean, I'm going to give you the whole list.
Yeah.
Would you like me to give it to you again?
He is the worst.
The worst.
Oh,
there are only two graded worse than him, and it's Alvin Kamara and Jonathan Taylor.
Fantasy players
who
tried to tell
never
you.
pass block.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Gaskin doesn't do it a lot, but the bad thing is that he's so bad at it that it tips your hand. So you see Myles Gaskin in the game, you go, well, this is a run. And so teams just stack the box because they know he's either going to run out and route, which he's not great at. I mean, he's markedly better at that than he is as a he's markedly better at that than he is as a blocker. But it still tips your hand. And then Malcolm Brown comes in, and you pretty well know exactly what's coming. And now I feel like Myles Gaskin, now they've thrown the baby out with the bathwater because he is tipping hands. And now his snap counts have gone down. I still think he's the most talented running back you have. How many snaps did he play last week?
How many snaps did he play last week? 18.
12.
I knew
Myles Gaskin played 12 snaps.
I knew it wasn't a lot.
That's only seven more than Salvon Ahmed. And Malcolm Brown's just, there's not a lot there. I think you have to get all these little logistical things figured out. And this goes back to a bigger point that I've had with the Miami Dolphins for quite some time now. Why are we just automatically assuming that Brian Flores is a good coach? Because I'm going to be honest with you, as somebody in the, as I've said, my team's in your division. I play you twice a year. I don't think he's a good coach. I don't. I mean, name me the offensive player that has gotten better with this regime.
Gesicki, maybe.
There ain't one. Gesicki's still the same guy he was. And he was a rookie, so that's okay. All right, he's better in year 4 than he was in his rookie year with Adam Gase.
Right.
It's nothing exactly to write home about. And Devontae Parker got better. I got news for every receiver gets better when Adam Gase goes away that doesn't play in the slot.
True.
So, I mean, your offense has regressed. Now I feel like your defense has regressed, which is his calling card. I'm and maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe I'm biased. I'm not biased. I don't think he's the coach of this team at the end of the year. I don't. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think that's a bad thing. You have so many young players. This line's young as hell. And just think about this. All right, here's probably the best way I can say this. Because when I say, Brian Flores is going to get fired, everybody goes, but why?
Right.
Okay, well, I'm saying the same thing to you as to why is that so off-putting? Why are you going, we can't fire Brian Flores. He's fantastic. Well, his record sucks. The one calling card he has is defense. It has regressed from last year.
Right.
Why is that so unheard of?
I think it's because he overachieved so much in his first year. Because that was a horrible team, and they ended up, they got 6 or 7 wins that year, didn't they?
No, they didn't. They were the 5th worst team in the league. I can't tell you how many wins that was, but I can tell you. If I'd known you were going to ask me that, I would have pulled it up. His first year in the league, he went 5-11. Yeah.
And now 5-11, not too good. It's not too good.
In the immortal words of Steve Spurrier.
Right, but I think they won a stretch of games at the end of that year that showed you a little bit of turnaround, and
they showed some spunk.
And ever since then, it's been it's Brian Flores. He's just building a winning culture, and a winning culture takes time, and there's a lot of excuses.
I would argue that, he overachieved a little bit in his first year. I could argue he underachieved last year, and I could argue they're horribly underachieving this year. Think of it this way. Miami Dolphins hired Joe Brady. Do you like this team better or worse?
I mean, you still got to get a quarterback, but better.
Do you have more faith in finding a quarterback with Joe Brady or Brian Flores?
With Joe Brady.
Ta-da.
Yeah.
Offensive league. I look at Brian Flores and go, I think he's part of the problem. I know that's sacrilege to some Dolphins fans, one of them in the building that we're in right now.
Right.
But to me, it's not. I think he's part of your problem.
Okay.
And now, this week, you get to play I've never gotten to do this and be happy about it.
Fire them cannons. By golly, put more powder in those things.
This is not going to go your way.
By golly.
There are some Miami Dolphins fans that are also Florida State fans. It's rare, but they're out there. You'll hate Gene Deckerhoff as much this week as you do when you play Florida State.
Yeah, because you're going to hear that
years
a lot.
ago, not now.
Yeah,
now you like to see Florida State come in because they suck a bunch.
Right. It's not going to go well this week for you. More than likely, it'll be a 1-4 start. But then the sun rises. You get that silver lining out on the horizon. You got the Jaguars and the Falcons coming up.
Sweet. And then you've got the Bills. You get the Texans.
And
And
then
then
you
you
get
get the
Texans.
Ravens.
Right.
And that Jets team that didn't look like so much of a pushover last week.
Mm-hmm.
And the Panthers. There's just, if Jacoby Brissett can't figure it out, and Brian Flores can't figure out a way to make this offense more balanced and more explosive, this is one of the most, and I don't have a better word for it, this is one of the sloggiest offenses in the NFL. You watch them and just go, sweet baby God, this is like watching a team in 1984.
Yep.
And if you can't figure that out, I mean, you're staring 6-11 right in the face.
Yep. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. Miami Dolphins staring at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this week. We'll have the recap right here in the Sportsocracy. Of course, next week. Follow us, subscribe to the channel so you get all of our team-by-team content. Subscribe as well so you can see us every weekday morning at 10 a.m. right here in the Wicked Weed studio. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.